high and walk strong and proud that he left as a gentleman. As a family, we want to thank all of you, from Turkana to Lamu, from Isiolo, Mandera, to the shores of Lake Victoria. Asanteni sana. The king is dead, but long live the crown. Joey! 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 Joey!
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, and our First Lady Mama Rachel, and all protocols observed. I have a very heavy heart to say farewell to my dear brother. Raila was more than a brother to me. He was my friend. He was my age mate. He was my advisor. And he was my confidant, and he was everything, including business partnership. We grew up together more or less as twins, because the difference between me and my brother is only 1 year and 2 months. And unfortunately, my brother passed on my birthday, which is 15th October 1943. When we were growing together with my brother, we were in Bondo, in Sakwa, though we were born in Maseno. But during that time, we were only 3 boys. And our mother was a disciplinarian more than our father. But my brother Raila knew how to cook. You must learn to prepare everything, including washing clothes and ironing and so on. Raila was best at all those things. The other thing Raila was best at was in class. Me, I was average. I could be number 5, number 4, number 3 sometimes if I did well. But Raila was always number 1 in the class. And I also want to tell you that Raila was a sportsman. He was a sportsman. He used to do what we were jumping better than him in jumping and in pole vault. I want to tell you that my brother loved justice from the beginning. He loved to hear news. And one day he was late in school, and when the teacher asked him what he was doing, he said he was still listening to the radio. He wanted to hear news. And he was only at standard 3, standard 4. So Raila was a no-nonsense man. He entertained no mediocrity. Raila did not want mediocrity. If you came across him with lies or something mediocre, his left hand was very. He could give you something to teach you a lesson that you must always be truthful. He protected me and my brother, the later Gola, because he was more brave in confronting anybody who attacked us. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you the story of Raila the whole day, but that is not my intention today. My intention is to tell you that even though my brother was almost the same age as me, but younger than me, I can tell you that I respected him as my leader in the political arena. And I want to thank my party, ODM, for making me the acting. I will take that mantle with vigor, and I must assure you, my colleagues, that I will not disappoint. Even though the shoes of Raila are too big to be filled, but I just want to try my best. I want to try my best. And now I would like to inform you that I'm also with my wife. My wives, I am a general. I have 2 of them. If I don't introduce them to you, they might feel jealous and refuse to give me food. Yes, my elder wife, Dr. Anne Ayo Oburu, is here, and come. This is the lady who took me out of boyhood. She is a doctor, she is a pediatrician, and she is the one with whom we grew together. But I thought that now, at my age, I don't want her to scratch me. I don't want her to massage me. So I brought her helper, Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu here works with NSSF, and she is also an accountant by profession. So thank you very much. Talk to you again, to listen to you. But please keep the spirit fire of RAILA keeps burning forever and forever more. Oh, let me rest in peace. My brother, rest in peace. Greet for us, my dad, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Greet for us, Mama. Greet for us, our Mama, our mother, Mama Mary Oginga. Greet for us, and Odima, who left before us, and greet for us, all of them, and I'm sure God the Almighty is going to welcome you with his heart there, because you are magnanimous, and you love people. That is what God also expected of you, and you have done your best. Rest, my brother. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my brother.
Hello? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and Her Excellency Lady Rachel Ruto, our former President, President Uhuru Kenyatta, the visiting existing president, past and present, the deputy presidents, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and watu wetu wa Kenya kwa jumla, hamjambo. Today, that name is a very heavy name because it is a name that puts a lot of responsibility to the honor of that name. I'm also gotten the name of Peace Ambassador. And for that reason, even before I say something else, I'd like to say something about peace. One thing that I know that RAILA stood for, and keep on repeating, is that we need peace in our nation, we need peace in our homes. And peace will not survive in a situation, in a chaotic situation. For that reason, I appeal, today I appeal, let us mourn RAILA in peace. I know you are all concerned, I know you are all mourning, you are sad about this, but let's keep peace so that the peace can prevail, not only here in the stadium, but also in the rest of the country. Coming to talk about my dear husband, RAILA AMOLO ODINGA. I first met RAILA way back in the early 70s. And we got married in 1973. For that reason, I've lived with this man for 52 years. Many of the people that I see or who are in this stadium could have easily be our children. No wonder you call him Baba. That name did not come from nowhere, but came from the experience and the life that he has lived with and relationship that he has had with some of these people. During our union, we were blessed by 4 children. First, the first child was called Fidel Castro Odinga. When Fidel was born, I was a bit hesitant the way he gives the name. I'd say, why do you call him Fidel? Then he said he was a great admirer of Fidel Castro, and therefore he named his first child Fidel Castro Odinga. Later, we had the second child, Rosemary, and here again, Rose is the name of my mother, and Mary is the name of his mother. We combine the 2 names together, and we call the child Rosemary. It also has a meaning to us. When it came to the third one, And he named after his best friend and his cousin called RAILA Kembo, with whom they shared the name. So we ended up with RAILA Odinga. Last, there was a big gap, and I'll explain to you. Last came the fourth child. The fourth child, when I went to the hospital, and you know those mothers, you know, you end up somewhere in labor ward. And I was watching the television. And on the television, that's the time when Nelson Mandela had come out of prison. It was he's been there for 27 years. RAILA also had been in prison, but that's not why we named her Winnie. And I was watching the television. I could see Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela holding hands as Mandela walked out of the gates of the prison. By then, I didn't know what kind of child I was going to get. But then I said, if it's a boy, we'll name him Wilson Mandela. But if it's a girl child, I see when you look at this naming of the children, I know these days you can name your child anything that you want, but I'll appeal to those who have a meaningful name, because you name them people you never saw, you never heard of, simply because it's saw the name written somewhere. There's nothing wrong with giving our children the names of the people who in our lives we think are the heroes. Our life was not smooth life. Just like any other family, there's been ups and downs. But as we continue living together, we've learned how to cope, because we all have weaknesses and strengths. We learned to talk straight to one another. We learned to speak the truth, and we learned to forgive and move on. Now, that forgiving spirit was not only in the home, but is something that has spread to the Kenyan. You've seen how many times he has tried in the elections, but that forgiveness is paramount. So please don't carry grudges from one generation to another and from one group to another. We are all Kenyans. We are all Kenyans. We are sisters and brothers. We must learn to forgive easily and build together Kenya. towards the end, I'll not say everything. I would like to say everything, but time would not allow. And a span of 52 years is not a short time. I hope that when I get another opportunity on Sunday, I'll be able to say more. But one thing that he kept on repeating to me is that we must urge Kenyans, we must urge Kenyans. He kept on repeating that. We must repeat it to our Kenyans. We live in peace. Raila hated dishonesty. He hated dishonesty. He hated greed. The greed that affected the main fabric of our society. The greed that leads to stealing from the public coffers, the greed that leads to corruption. That's the kind of thing that Raila would not have liked to see. So, you people, you Kenyans, I'll tell you more, but I thank you. I thank you, those who have come and those who are watching us from other places. I thank you for standing with this family. I thank you for being here for us. And I thank you for helping us to mourn Raila. May his soul lie in eternal peace. And for the people of Kenya, I wish you well. Thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Fellow mourners, we are moving towards the end of this occasion, the first part, so that we can allow a second part that is going to take place in the afternoon. On behalf of Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga, who has been the co-chair of the National State Funeral Committee for the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga, I want to thank the people of Kenya and the people of the world for mourning our departed leader with dignity. I would like to just clarify that Senator Oginga has spoken in two capacities. First, as a member of the family, and secondly, as the interim acting party leader of ODM. Tanzania, who has sent formal condolences and has sent her vice president, who is present, the foreign minister of Tanzania, who is present, but we acknowledge the formal condolences from President Samia Suluhu Hassan from Tanzania. The Tanzanian delegation is also joined by the fourth President of Tanzania, the Honorable Jakaya Kikwete. We also have condolences from President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda. We have the condolences of President Paul Kagame of Rwanda. And President Kagame, in addition to the condolences, has sent the Interior Minister of Rwanda, who is present here, to represent President Kagame. The President of Somalia